So I'm just gonna start with the intro. So, I am Karma, right? And just a little background on my channel. So I started my I'm sorry, I have my notes here in my other phone. Okay. So I started my channel because I've always been interested in astrology, right? So and then I've always, then I was doing like calls, right? And then I went into kind of like self-help and then manifestation, right? And I'm still on my manifestation journey, right? And I still believe in manifesting, and I, use those principles in my life every day, right? So, but so if you've been here with me for a while, then you will see how my channel has evolved, and um, so now my channel is going to evolve again, right? Because I'm kind of with like the manifesting thing. I kind of started with manifesting money, then learned I could manifest specific people, and then learned about self concept. And so so I did manifest a great guy into my life, right? And then it's like that relationship started shedding light on my faults, right? We all have faults, right? And it's funny because for so long I would say to myself, why? Because I'm 39, I've never been married. And so I always say to myself, why am I not married? At first, for many years, I believed that there was something wrong with me, right? I don't know if that's the right wording or not, but and then and I couldn't really pinpoint it, right? And then I would date people and they couldn't tell me. But now looking back, I realized that I was picking people who were not aligned with me. So of course they couldn't tell me what was wrong or what I could work on because we weren't in alignment, right? And so I don't want to say toxic because I believe that everyone has something to offer, right? But I have had just people who I didn't align with, that we were not equally yoked, I would say, right? And so, these are, equally yoked. Like that's a saying we've heard, but we don't really understand it until we understand it. Like now I understand it, right? And so, so now I've been on this, I had been manifesting a SP, right? I'm sorry for people who don't know a specific person, right? And, um, but you're gonna bring it to your life. You're gonna attract what you are, right? And so once I started learning more about self concept and working on myself, right, and then I started saying to the universe, whatever, okay, I want to meet my husband. I'm ready, da da. And so then when I met this great guy, it shed a lot of light on a lot of faults I had, right, that I could not see until I met a guy who knew how to communicate in a way that I could understand, for that communication to help me to see what I was doing, right, that was detrimental to the growth of the relationship. So here we are. So I've always wanted to be a relationship coach. I've always wanted to, and but even though I've been like never been married, I still always wanted to be a relationship coach. But now I feel like I've discovered my calling, and it is to help women like myself to get married and to be in a healthy relationship. And so this is why I'm here now. So it's why I chose to go live, because it's the only way I can do a longer video, and I really wanted to touch on some points in one video. I intend for this video to help women like myself. This video is not for all women, but it's for some women who are ready to face their faults, right? In order to have a healthy relationship. So this is for you, okay? So a little background about myself. I am a single mother of four, and so uh, you know, um that is because of choices that I made in the past, right? And so I can't put the kids back in my stomach. I can't start over. I just know that this is where I am now and I have to go from here, right? And so I've never had a problem meeting a guy or dating for that matter, right? Even though I said I picked people who are unequally yoked, I've also picked people who may have been, more mature than me. And the people that I've dated that I feel that I now can look back and say they were more mature than me did help me along the way too. And so, I want to dispel the myth that just because you have a lot of kids, you're not going to meet someone. You're going to meet someone. There's going to be someone for you. So just relax. Don't believe the naysayers. Okay. There's someone that's going to love you, and it's going to take time to really get to know you. Okay, it is out there for you. Trust me. I feel as though I found it, and so I want to give you guys tips, you women tips on how to get there from someone who's actually been through it. So if you're like me, late 30s, going into early 40s, or whatever stage you're in, right? Single mom, it can happen for you. And I want to just share my journey with you guys, and I want to give you some advice. I don't want to trigger anyone, and I don't want anyone to feel bad or anything, right? This is not for all women. It's just for the women like myself, like I said, who are on a journey to get married. So kind of a little bit along with me manifesting an SP, right? Like, okay, basically along with me trying to find my husband and the person that's for me, right? I had took a vow of celibacy, and so I've been celibate for a year now. So, and at first I wasn't dating. Like, I was just focused on the guy that I liked, and I was just waiting for him to come around. And so I wasn't dating, right? And so once what you want to call it, manifesting SP, right? So, and so once I so that journey, so okay, so in the time that I was like crushing on that guy, not dating anyone, right? Not, and me and him we're in the same social circle, so we're in communication, just not relationship wise, whatever, right? This person, the old person I was kind of crushing. But during that phase of my life, I was working on my self concept. I was working on me. I was looking at me, saying, "What can I fix? What's wrong with me?" But the only thing is, you can only work on yourself so much. Like, you can fix your hair, you can fix your nails, you can fix how you look, right? But you're not gonna know what's wrong with you in a relationship until you get out there and start dating healthy men or whatever you're into, right? But here, I'm talking about man and woman. So you start dating healthy people, and then you're going to get feedback, right? And so that's why I have a list of the things I want to go over. So I want to start with emotional intelligence, right? Emotional intelligence. um Unfortunately, a lot of women don't have emotional intelligence, and that's because we are coddled, by our mother. Oh, also, I want to say I didn't have a father in the home growing up. There's nothing wrong with that. My mother made it happen. She's a hardworking woman, career driven, loving, everything, but I did not have a father in the home. So that already put me at a slight disadvantage for meeting a mate and getting married, right? So, and that's just my truth. But I love my mom, and she did the best she could, and I think I turned out pretty good, right? So, emotional intelligence. So, because our mothers tend to coddle us, right? Because, our mothers have already, especially single moms, right? They've already been through what we've been through. And so they'll tend to coddle us so that we don't get hurt so much by the outside world, right? And it's not, and they mean well, but they should have instilled in us emotional intelligence, because men are real are not emotional creatures, right? But women are. And so, if we were taught emotional intelligence growing up or in our later teens or adolescence to, when we move out of our parents' house or whatever, right? Then that's a skill set that can help you to be in a healthy relationship, right? And I love my mom, but I did not learn emotional intelligence at home, right? And what is emotional intelligence? It's being able to control your emotions in a situation, to be able to look outside of what's going on with you and how you feel, and to look at the other person that you're trying to be with and understand where they're coming from, and to not be able to not trigger them into arguing, not trigger yourself into arguing. Emotional intelligence. Now, we're humans and we're going to argue, but arguing should be healthy, right? You should not be tolerating getting hit, physical abuse or nothing, but a healthy argument is okay. It just shouldn't be often, but it's gonna happen. You joining your life with somebody else, right? And so emotional intelligence is gonna help you to decipher: is this a battle I need to fight, or a battle I need to fight? Meaning, do I need to talk this battle out, or is it something I can just let go of? Because you don't have to fight every minute point. You'll get buried in that stuff, right? But once you learn emotional intelligence, you'll, like, so say boyfriend is late for a date to pick you up or something. Emotional intelligence is realizing that maybe he stopped to fill up the car so y'all didn't run out of gas, or something happened along the way. You know what I'm saying? Of course, as a person you want somebody to be on time, but things happen. Emotional intelligence is learning how to be okay with things not going your way and not blowing up or getting upset or turning something small and minute into something big, because you might miss out on a great person because you are emotionally intelligent enough to know what battles to pick, right? And that's not something that you're going to have overnight. That is something that's going to have to be self-taught. You have to, sometimes you'll have to say to yourself in the middle of the situation and thick of it, hey, let me stop, right? Let me be quiet. Let me think about what I want to say. Let me not speak off of emotions, okay? When you are an emotional, intelligent person, you don't speak off emotions. Now, it still may happen anyway. And at that point, that's when, your partner has a choice to say, okay, I'm going to keep dealing with this, or I'm not going to keep dealing with this, right? Because that's how men are. They say in their head, they say, okay, they evaluate. I don't want to say critique, but they say, is they look at what you offer and they say, is this worth me dealing with? You know what I'm saying? But we as women, we also do that too. So please don't feel like it's one-sided. But I'm just being honestly brutal with you guys, because these are things that women don't really look at when they step into a relationship, right? And so I want you guys to start looking at that, like, so, God, and, some women have a problem with being argumentative, not because you're argumentative, but it's more or less because you may feel like you are unheard and you want your point to be heard, right? But that can turn you into an argumentative person if you don't know how to communicate properly using your emotional intelligence. Now, women, we have moods, we have hormones that make us emotional. So, but you have to learn how to contain your emotions if you want to be in a healthy relationship with a man, okay? Your emotional intelligence. Um, my next topic is accepting the wrong partner, picking the wrong partner, or picking a partner who is not equally yoked with you. Now, and the best way to avoid that, what I've learned from years of picking the wrong people, right, is to look out for what social media is calling now red flags. Okay, and sometimes you so excited about the newness of something that you ignore red flags. What's a red flag? Okay, a person who doesn't answer, or can't be dependent on if you're in an emergency. Not every emergency you have, but if it warrants to where it's a time where they could and they don't, that's a red flag. It means they don't care enough to worry about your well-being, right? So, like, say you have a flat tire. Okay, if the guy's at work, he's at work. But if he's just sitting on his couch doing nothing and he can't come out and help you, that's a red flag to me. You should have AAA, yes. Like, if you got but if you don't, maybe you lapse your AAA or whatever the case may be, or you used all your, like they have a thing where you have 3 incidents a year or something. You use all, and now you just need somebody to call. If you can't call on that guy and he's at a leisure time to come help you, that's a red flag. If a guy is always spending time with his friends and not making time for you, that's a red flag. If a guy can't answer his phone at night, that's a red flag. If you haven't been to his place, that's a red flag. Like, okay, like, there are red flags that people want to ignore. And I'm not saying you should be going to his place on the first time meeting, but if you ain't been to his place and he lives alone, chances are he really don't live alone. Okay, those are red flags, and I don't know why women overlook them, but they are. And then later on, months later, years later, when the relationship failed, it was because you chose to overlook the red flags. You accepted the wrong partner. You cannot. And then we as women I've had the tendency to get mad at the guy when I shouldn't have been getting mad at the guy. I picked the wrong person. I accepted the red flags. I overlooked them to keep going. So you just want to be realistic about, what I'm saying, things that are happening early on. You can save yourself a lot of heartache and trauma. If you see the red flags early on, just let it go. And that is a lead into the whole celibacy thing, right? Now, everybody ain't gonna be celibate. I get it. I was when I wasn't, of course, obviously. So I definitely get it. But now that I am, it helps out more because once I start seeing the red flags, okay, I know I haven't slept with this person, so I don't got no energy tied to this person yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no bodily tie. I don't got no soul tie to this person because I haven't opened myself up to that person yet. You know what I'm saying? That way, because that opens up when you sleep with somebody, you take on their energy, right? And so then women, if when women do that, you know what I'm saying, sleep with a guy and you see the red flags, now you emotionally invested into this dude that ain't even a dude for you. And had you not slept with him, you probably could have been able to walk away sooner or faster. But nevertheless, you have to learn how to walk away from the red flags if you really want to be in a healthy relationship that is going to lead to marriage or whatnot, right? You just have to learn how to see the red flags for what they are, okay? So, accepting the wrong partner, don't accept that. You don't have to accept that. There's gonna there's gonna be somebody else, right? You gonna know the one because if you are like me on a celibacy journey, they're gonna respect that for one, and they gonna tempt you to be trying to do it, or like they attracted to you, but they're not gonna tempt you out of what's important to you. They're gonna hear what you're saying, they're gonna accept it, they still gonna date you, and guess what? There are still men out here who will date you in your journey being celibate, who will not cheat on you. There are good men out here. And when you are ready within yourself, that is what you are going to attract. Okay? So, for the longest time, I didn't believe that was possible until I got into this journey. And now that I'm on it, I found that it is possible and a guy is out there. You know what I'm saying? But he not going to necessarily present himself until you ready, till you ready, right? Till you ready. And that's what I learned too. So looking back on the partners I accepted who wasn't right for me, right? It's because I wasn't ready. And but like I said, with this self-concept journey I've been on, this manifestation journey I've been on, it really prepared me to meet my future husband. Okay. Um, the next point is learning to listen. Okay, this is a hard one for me, and I know it's a hard one for a lot of women, right? Learning to listen because, especially when you were single women, and especially even a single parent, right? So for your house, you got rules made up for your house, right? So now you trying to add this man to your household, or add this man to your life, or add this man to your mind, right? Because you gotta have a mind connection with this person in order for relationship to work. But you've had your rules, your set of rules that's been stuck in your life for so long, for so many years, right? Set in your ways. You're gonna have to learn how to listen because that person gonna have a set of rules too. And the more you interact with each other, the more you're gonna learn your rules and your boundaries of each other, right? So we as women, we do have a tendency to want to. Okay, men, they're fixers. They want to tell you things to fix what's wrong with you. But we as women, hold on, y'all. My nose itching. I don't want to do it on camera. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. So we as women, men tend to want to fix things. They want to give us advice to fix a situation. We as women, we're not necessarily fixers, right? We are more or less like venters. Like when we have a problem, we want to vent. And I do believe that, you should vent some things to your spouse. But some things you should be venting to maybe your mom or sister or homegirls or whatever. Like, it's just some things that only another woman will understand. But our problem is we don't want to hear correction from a man, right? I've been there. I've been that girl who did not want to be corrected by a man. But what I learned now is that, well, of course, in the past, I didn't want to be corrected by a man because I was dealing with men who were unequally yoked with me. So, of course, I didn't want to listen. But now that I have found a person that I'm equally yoked with, I'm learning to listen to what he's saying, you know, and that's when the emotional intelligence comes back into play because you need to be able to stop your emotional self at the moment where he may be telling you something to be able to hear what he's saying instead of getting triggered by what he's saying. You know what I mean? You got to be able to hear what this man is telling you instead of being triggered by what he is telling you. So, learning to listen is it's just something you have to just practice. You're going to have to learn how to just zip your mouth when a guy is giving you constructive criticism. I know we as women have a sense we want to bicker. It's what we've been taught to do. It's what we see on TV. As soon as somebody says something we don't hear, we want to fight or argue back. But if you want to be in a healthy marriage, a healthy relationship, you have to learn the emotional intelligence to stop trying to bicker and stop trying and if this is a person who is equally yoked with you, whatever it is they're trying to tell you is to your, it's not to your detriment, but it's to help you. But sometimes you could be so emotionally triggered that you cannot realize that this person is saying what they're saying to help you. If somebody is giving you constructive criticism, if it's coming from somebody who's not equally yoked with you, then yes, you're going to be triggered and want to bicker. But what you will find is when you get constructive criticism from someone who is meant for you, right? You're gonna want to use your emotional intelligence to stop and not want to argue back and really hear what they're saying. And learning to listen. Another part of that too is letting a man finish what he has to say. Me, I'm a woman, so I'm telling y'all from what I know and what I've done in the past and what I'm learning to correct. We have the tendency to interrupt because we want to feel like, well, some of us may be like me. I might forget what you were saying, so I interrupt right there to argue that point. But you got to learn the emotional intelligence not to do that. Let the person finish what they are saying. Hear it, and then react. But you want to react with emotional intelligence, so you don't want to be reacting to trigger place, but you want to give your response out of love, out of patience, out of kindness, right? Now, I know this all seem like, that ain't real, da da da. But actually, it is real. But it's because you have to teach yourself how to do these things. You're not going to wake up one day with emotional intelligence. You're not going to wake up one day with the skills to listen to a man. These are because this is stuff that, you know, we have to teach ourselves to do. And that is what this journey has taught me. These are the things that I did not know before. And I can, like, a little history. I've been engaged multiple times, but I didn't actually get married. And I'm glad I didn't, because the things that I know now, I did not know then. The skills that I have known now, I still make mistakes, right? As people often do. And so, and I just want to tell you, don't be hard on yourself if you make a mistake, right? The person that's for you, the person that is for you, right? Even if you cause an argument or you disagree or whatever, they will have the heart to understand that you are human and you are learning, and to understand that maybe in the past you haven't been in a healthy relationship and you try, and they're going to have the heart to hold your hand and to help you to get through it. Or they're going to understand when you get triggered. So maybe you have to take some time away, but they will come back because they had a heart for you, right? And they're your person. If they're your person, they'll be back. You don't have to worry. So if it's like a break in a relationship or whatever, in a healthy relationship, it's okay to take that time to find yourself and work on you, right? And then if you can reconnect with that person and you've done the work while y'all were unconnected or whatever, or not talking or whatever, or, just gave yourself some space, right? That person that's for you is going to see that you made that growth in the time that they wasn't there, and you're going to be able to pick right back up. So don't worry about, is they gone for good, da da da. Just worry about working on your self-concept and yourself and what's going on with you, okay? I always like to say this, but I intend for this video to help who is supposed to help. Like I said, it's not for all women. It's not for women in an abusive relationship. This is just for a woman like myself who going on a journey that myself is on. So I'm looking at my notes, y'all. So learning to listen. I mean listen with a comprehensive mind. You're listening to hear what this person is saying, and then to see what they're saying, how you can incorporate it into your boundaries and your rules. You know what I mean? So, for instance, like if your boyfriend is telling you, "I don't want you to wear that outfit," right? Now, there are, you know, someone may feel like, okay, this is my body, I can wear what I want, da da da. That's fine, but you're gonna lose your good boyfriend or your good man because you're not listening to his feedback. It's not because he don't want to see you beautiful. It's because he wants you covered up, you his lady. It's because he don't want you objectified by men, because in society this is an overly sexualized society right here, where we at right here, in America. We over sexualize, definitely. We definitely are. And so because we are, you know uh A lot of women don't know what's appropriate. A lot of women are out half naked and they don't even know they're half naked. And then the type of guys they attract are the type of guys that just want to bump for the night. And then they don't even want to take you seriously because yeah, guys can't be superficial. So yes, just based on what you wearing, they gonna judge you until they learn your mind. But if you really is a woman who got her mind together, you wouldn't want to be outside half naked anyway. I mean, you can just do that at home with your spouse. Like, why you want to do it outside for a public eye? For men that shouldn't even have access to your body to see you. Like, so, learning to listen. Instead of getting an argument with your dude, like, oh, I'm going to wear this anyway. Learn to listen and hear what he's saying. He's saying that he love you and he value you and he value your body and he don't want nobody to see what's his. Okay? Learn to listen. That's just an example of learning to listen. Instead of arguing, learn to hear what your person is saying to you. Learn to listen. Don't get emotionally triggered, right? Use your emotional intelligence to learn to listen to what they're saying, okay? So, let me see. I'm sorry. Let me see y'all because let me get this book. Okay. Oh, using not so good situations to learn. Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess I kind of did touch on that. So, when I say using not so good situations, I mean like, like like okay, like looking at your past relationship. Well, no, don't look at your past. The past is done. You should look at it, but look at it with learning intent. So you should look at what you've been through to learn, not to beat yourself up. Okay, please don't beat yourself up because you had kids out of wedlock. It's happened now. You here. You can't go back. Please don't beat yourself up because you aren't in the career you want. It's okay. You take the time, plan your life out to do the career you want. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, I find that women will beat themselves up about so many things. And then when a healthy person tries to come along, you really can't give them a good piece of you because you bogged down by all these things that you think made you not a bad person, but just made you just this is a decision that you've made that have shaped your life, right? So now that you are opening yourself up to learn more, to be a better woman, to get married, right? You're going to look at those old situations and they are going to mean you're going to be able to look at your old self and your old situation and be able to pinpoint your mistakes, be able to pinpoint your red flags, and be able to know that in the future you're not going to do that no more. Like, so now I wouldn't pick a mate that I would have picked 10 or 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I've grown more emotionally and everything like that. So, if anything, I just want to say that I'm changing my channel again, y'all. But this now is going to be focused for women because I'm a woman and this is what I've been going through. And that's what I'm going to focus on right now. I feel like this is my purpose right now is to help women like me to get married, to get into healthy relationships, because we need each other. Women, we need each other. We need each other. If anything I say we do, we need each other. I'm not trying to say the man is always right because men can be wrong too, and they definitely should learn from us too and hear from us and value our opinion too. I'm just saying using the emotional intelligence to know when to voice your opinion, right? And you want to voice your opinion at the time when you feel like it's going to be heard. Like, you could talk to a brick wall all day and all night. The brick wall is not going to respond. But if you have the emotional intelligence to know the right time to address a man, then you will get further. And so what's the right time to address someone? The right time is when you private and when you alone. Not okay. So out on dinner ain't the right time to address issues. At the mall ain't the right time to address it. In front of your mama, in front of your sister and your cousins is not the right time to address it. Okay, I'm just telling y'all that's not healthy. In front of the kids is not the right time to address stuff. That's not healthy. That's a red flag. And I want y'all to know this stuff going forward so that you can choose the right person that you equally yoke with so that you can be in a healthy relationship. Because it took me so long to figure out what a healthy relationship is. Also, in your mind, you should sit down and write what you want in a healthy relationship so you can know if you write down what you want and you see it playing out in your reality, right? Then you know that you're on the right track. You know that you're making work and you're making progress to the things that you want. And I'm sorry, y'all, my hair is behind me. It's late night. But I want y'all to know that if anything, this video, because my battery died, of course, I didn't have it on charger, so I'm going to have to get off here soon. But if anything, I want y'all to know that, you know, I watch a lot of YouTubers, right? And I hear that, oh, because you're single with kids, you're not gonna get married. That's a lie. I know plenty of women. I know a lady who had 8 kids that got married, and her husband now been married about, when the kids wasn't his, right? They've been married about maybe 10 or 15 years now. Happily, actually, they doing good. Go to church also. So dispel that myth. It's somebody out there for you. You know what I'm saying? Let the people who say, let the single women with no kids, let them go to their channels and get their help and their advice. Why you on that channel? If you a single woman with kids, why is you on a channel that's for single women without kids? Emotional intelligence. You over there listening to something that has nothing to do with your life or you anyway. And then you getting triggered. Emotional intelligence, okay? Like, that's a red flag. If you on a channel for single women with no kids, that's a red flag because you in the wrong space and you're not healing. You're gonna have to face your challenges. So this channel right here is for the single women with kids who looking to get married. I'm here to help you. So leave your suggestions for videos in the comment box, right? Because I'm gonna get to them. And this is what my channel is evolving to now. This is what my purpose is. This is what brings me joy, is to help women to move forward, to get married, to date in today's society. Oh, that's gonna be my next video, is dating in today's society, because that's the big thing, right? Trying to pick a person. But as I learn how to go more into detail. But once again, I just say I intend that this video helps some women out there, someone out there, give people insight to what we're going through. I'm just smiling and stuff, y'all, because I just can see the growth in me. And just, when you finally meet somebody who's equally yoked with you, it's going to change your walk, your talk, your mindset, like everything, you know what I mean? But it's out there for you, and I want to give y'all hope, because it is out there for you. It's still good men out there. I know, actually, I know a lot of good men, actually. I mean, not that I date them or nothing, but just like in my social circle, I know dudes, right, that are good dudes, that are single, that I want to see, meet some good women, because them good dudes deserve to have a good woman. But what I find about a lot of women is they're not emotional intelligent. They don't know how to listen. They don't know how to look for red flags. And these are all things that I have been. So I'm not bashing nobody, because this is me. These are all things I haven't been. So, and they don't know how to manage their body or their sexuality or their celibacy. And I say everybody should be celibate. Like, if you want to give it to somebody, okay, that's your choice. But have you looked at their mindset? Have you checked for red flags? It's like a checklist you should have before you go there, and it shouldn't be. And not to say that, a one night hookup can't turn into a marriage, because that can too. But this ain't that channel. This is the channel for the single mom who dating, who looking to find a husband. Okay. So y'all, I thank y'all for watching. If you're out there, I think I had like one person come on the live, but hopefully this video will, get some numbers. And I will talk to you later, YouTube, because my phone about to die. So I'm gonna talk to you later, YouTube. Bye.